Atrium Health patients could be eligible for part of a class action settlement. The company agreed to pay $1.8 million to settle claims that it used software on its website that disclosed patients' personal information to third parties. Anyone who had a My Atrium Health or My Carolinas account between January 2015 and April 2024 could get part of that settlement. The deadline to file a claim is September 28th.
All right, joining us for the final topic today, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes. When we look at this suit, part of what they're alleging is that they were using tracking pixels. What is that? What does that mean?
It's if you're on that website, they're capturing information, and then the bad part about it is then they were selling that information to third parties. I've said it here a number of times before. Data is the new gold. It's the new oil. If you have access to data, you can sell it, you can monetize it, you can profit from it, and that's what was occurring. And so it's not just the grabbing of that pixel transforming or transmitting of your information. It's the non-disclosure that was occurring so that you weren't even aware. Oftentimes when your information is being captured, you'll be notified. The fact that it wasn't being notified, or you, the user, wasn't being notified that they were capturing that was the problem. And then Atrium, to their point, they said we were using this for a short period of time. They identified the point of time that they were doing, and that's why you have some type of settlement like this. It logically makes sense.
2015 to 2024 doesn't seem like too short of a period of time in the grand scheme of things, perhaps. But should people be worried about their personal health data? Like, is this a big HIPAA violation?
Well, first I would say the time frame. From the way that I looked at the settlement, talks about how long I would assume they were either settling or utilizing that third-party data, or two third-party individuals while they were capturing. From my reading, it seemed like the pixel utilization on the site was for a short period of time.
Fair enough.
And then you could still sell the information you captured for a longer period of time. I think that's how you get to that longer window. But nonetheless, I think that information, you're not getting health information when you log in. I mean, you're going to be able to see it, but the data that they can get is probably your social security numbers, you know, that basic information. So the HIPAA aspect, I mean, you'd have to be in the discovery process to see exactly how deep the rabbit hole is for what information they would get. But the information you typically would get would be sign in, you know, identifying information that could some other person could use to, you know, to do some type of identity theft. That would be the scarier aspect. But obviously, having access to your personal health information will be just as bad.
All right, so let's talk about one of the famous lines from Jerry Maguire, show me the money. People in the Carolinas going, hey, I was a part of this deal with Atrium. How do I get access? How do you know if you're going to be part of that payout?
Well, I mean, obviously you have that deadline as listed when you guys talked about that right there in the intro. So first you just, you know, file your claim and you go through those type of portals. Most of the things are set up where, yeah, you see the number of 1.8 million. That's not a big number if you, for specifically, you're talking about 9+ years of individuals accessing that database or being on there. So any type of payment is not going to be a Jerry Maguire show me the money size, at least for the end users. Probably the attorneys, definitely.
Well, so my question with that is, in, you know, full transparency, I got an email saying that you were part of the settlement. I got an email this morning about it. Reading farther into it, when you divvy up that amount with these two different groups, right, it amounts to about $10 a person. Wow. So someone might say, I'm not going to go through the hassle and file this. Do people who do file then get potentially more money because someone didn't file?
Typically, it doesn't work like that. So they will break down the potential class. So normally in these scenarios, they'll have, well, how many people did you estimate used the site during that time frame? Okay, that can establish who we believe was harmed in this entire pool, and then give access for folks to submit. But you're already going to have the part that goes to the settlement aspect to the attorneys, and the part that's supposed to go to the victims, the end users that were using this and didn't know that their information. But it won't go up. So that amount will still be in some type of fund, specifically kicked back to ensure that this doesn't happen in the future.
All right, Khalid, thank you very much. Appreciate that. You can use that $10, buy some sunscreen,
there we
or
go,
some sunglasses.
Yes,
for the weekend. There you go. You're
at
gonna
the gas
need
station.
It. Ted, we're going to need that, or a little $10 fan, a little battery-operated fan, something, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to put the $10 towards my energy bill to keep everything cool. That AC is going to be egregious.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.